Hebrews 7 verse 2 says, "And Abraham apportioned to him a tenth of everything. His name first means righteous king, and he was also king of Salem, that is, king of peace." So the author is talking about the name Melchizedek. The name Melchizedek means both king of righteousness and also king of peace. And that order, the order that the author says that in, is very important. It's subtle but important. First, Melchizedek, in his very name, was called King of Righteousness. Then he was called King of Peace. As always, righteousness comes before peace. People look for peace in things like, compromise and escape, and doing things like going to parties, drinking alcohol, worldly things. But in order to find true peace, righteousness is needed. In the Bible, righteousness refers to being in right standing with God. It's a state of moral purity and relational integrity that reflects God's character rather than just following, the rules of the Bible. But as you follow the rules of the Bible, you are going to be transformed to be more like Jesus. It is both a gift received by faith in Jesus Christ and a way of living that pursues justice, mercy, and faithfulness. That is what righteousness is. It's a right standing with God that's given to us as a gift. Because of what Jesus did for you on the cross, you are able to have a right standing with God. Jesus tore the veil, meaning that because of what Jesus did on the cross, we can now actually access a relationship with God, and we can actually have a right standing with God. And in God's eyes, we are his children. Jesus made a way for us to have a relationship with God. However, this righteousness is only earned through faith. Yes, because of what Jesus did, you now have this gift of being able to have a relationship with God and to be able to have a right standing with God. But gifts are given, but they don't have to be received. In order, you have to receive the gift that God has given you in order to receive righteousness. And so we are saved by grace through faith. We are saved by the grace of God through faith. And that is not us earning it ourselves because we believe in God. God is the very one who gives us faith. And so we aren't even earning faith. And so nothing we do in order to be saved is done by our own works. Absolutely nothing, not even our faith, because God gives us faith. And as believers, we have to spiritually put in the effort to grow in a relationship with God because we love him, not because it will earn our way into heaven. When you accept Jesus into your heart, the righteousness of God inside of you transforms you. Because again, the definition of righteousness is having a right standing with God where you are not just following his commands, but you are also being transformed by him. You are living in a way that pursues justice, mercy, and faithfulness. And so you are being transformed. And so as God transforms you, through that righteousness that he gives you as a gift, he gives you peace through that righteousness. Because the way we live matters. The way we live accounts to the peace that we have. And so when we are living as true believers, when we're following Christ and, we're pursuing God, God will bless us with peace. God will bless us with peace when we are following him, when we are being transformed by him, by the righteousness he gives us. And so we will have peace in Jesus. And so if you want peace, the only way to find true peace is in God. And there's no other alternative. You can find peace in other things, but that peace is not long lasting. And you will always feel empty without the true peace that comes from God. And so righteousness comes before peace, because righteousness is a way of living that pursues Jesus, and so it produces peace. God gives you peace when you are constantly pursuing him and seeking him and living in the righteousness that he has gifted you when you give your life to him, when you accept him into your heart. God bless you. God loves you.